the end is never 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 the end is never
Hey, he's officially lost it.
the end is never the end is never the end.
Nothing this time. Larry lost is never the end, is never the end, is never the end. He just completely lost the plot. Oh, well, the building collapsed. Can I get it out yet? Still nothing. Okay, let's skip again. Now there's greenery growing again. And it's nighttime again. Gee, it's bloody dark in here. No, I still can't get it out. Yeah, I might press fun. Well, the button broke. I mean, that was bound to happen eventually. Oh, look, I can finally leave. Yeah, I think the end of the world happened and I just kept pressing the button. I have no narrator either. I think he died. Just sitting there listening to me. I don't really see anything. And I would say that is it. And I am back to the beginning once again. That was actually a lot of fun going back and forth. Yep, back here once again. It'd be really cool if I could press the button. Oh, someone's phone's ringing. Oh, here it is. I think it's not. Oh, there we are.
This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you
What?
believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
So that was a recorded message. Tell me out the warnings of a recorded message. That's just weird. Any other phones? Ooh, waiting input. I did input anyway. There's definitely something going on. New content. I might go this way again.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, I want to do the mind control one again because it gave me the option to actually do stuff, so I'm kind of curious.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go
Oh,
out
I
to his
didn't remember
boss's
that being.
office, hoping he might
Okay.
find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Right, so
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
oh,
That
there's,
kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
I was wondering if he was going to do something. He was annoyed that I took as being too
Soothed
impatient.
and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
I don't feel like there should be a door there. Where did I press you up? Nah, I lay down. So you keep pressing it. So back in the mind control area. Oh, that sucked.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on
Here
an
we go.
enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he
There
have
we
the
are.
strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life. Their true
So one that
pictures
said,
revealed
oh, so there's one that said
bore the
pirate.
number of an employee in the
So you're
building,
fired.
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images.
So I saw one that said
And
pirate.
Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too hard.
Can't find the pirate one.
It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
So I'm gonna mess around with the mind control stuff.
The proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in,
So there's a
Stanley
fun
decided
idea.
that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once
Okay.
and for all.
Oh, here we are. Oh, there's the other. Okay, so there are multiple buttons around here. Okay. I'd say I'd be able to turn them on, but alright. So I turned it off last time. I'm going to turn it on.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation,
Here
to
we
put an
go.
end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the control. After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave.
And not this
If you want
time.
to set my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the
Really?
event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't
I
it,
better
Stanley?
run.
It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it.
0521.
Moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means.
I shut down the
Where
doors.
to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them.
Oh, here we
I
go.
erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left.
Wow.
But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not?
Here we go.
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Yeah, I died.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button.
Yeah, I don't really know what to do.
On every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything. Something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won?
Oh.
Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
He's actually...
You're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that your power...
It's really gone off the deep end.
Made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Goodbye, employee 427.
That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Just died. Well, I wanted to press a button and I did. Yeah, back here again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What
All right,
could
let's
it
have a
be?
look around.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
There's nothing in this office. Try this one. Nothing there. Okay, I got an idea for this next one.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his
I'm gonna
left.
ignore him this time.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Here we go.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the
So I did this last time. I'll actually
I'm
keep
not your
going.
enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about
Look
nothing
all the
but
way
you.
down here.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him
I
what
died.
to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I heard it. I just died. Alright, I got that ending. It was one of the dumber endings to do, but anyway. I love the splat noise, just, yep, dead. Alright, what else?
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Just checking all these. Ooh, paying input, that's all I'm for. If I keep hitting the inputs, then probably something will happen, I'd say.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Okay, I want to do something. I want to try that one again.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
See if I can open some other doors
Stanley
too.
felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known.
Right, this is different.
Was it this room? A connection between the two?
Oh, it's because I've come here again.
Love a room? I mean, truly, truly, deeply, madly love.
Okay, that was a little weird.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Can I open this one? No. Alright, let's try this again.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Her. Who's
This
her?
is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Like, I don't know what this is about.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her.
Alright, so what happens now?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay.
So this is the apartment one I heard about
I want
back
you
in
to
the
come in
museum.
and tell me all about your
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Come on. Alright, fine.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
I'm just gonna look at the mannequin because it's in. Press.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look
Huh?
at him there, pushing buttons. Doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
He's being real dick now.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
And some of the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door.
So he's narrating
The
what...
thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this
Oh.
fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one
Starting to
path was an
change.
enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
So you get the story.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Tell your wife you love
But there is no answer. How could there
Oh.
possibly be?
What the?
In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself.
Slowly killing
Listen
himself.
to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Oh, it's turning into my office.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
Please
I
die.
tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
I pushed the button. That was a weird apartment one. In all honesty, I think I've had my fun. So over there. Test achievement description. No, seriously, we disabled it. Albert Tuesday. 8. Speed run. Not including load times. Yeah, it's 10 years now. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll do me for the time being. I might come back to this later, but I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty satisfied with what I played. I enjoyed it.